Assalamu alaikum and good evening. You are watching HumSub.TV and I am Munib Hamid with the news in English. Every effort being made for permanent peace in Karachi, Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi. Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi said that every effort was being made for permanent peace in Karachi and the government was focused on fast completion of development projects in the megacity. He held out an assurance that the federal government would continue its cooperation with the Sindh government for development of the province. He expressed these views during a meeting with Sindh Governor Muhammad Zubair at the Governor House. The meeting reviewed the overall law and order situation in the province, progress on the federal government's funded projects, and matters pertaining to economic and business activities. New deadline to end Islamabad sit-in now, 23rd November, says Ahsan Iqbal. Interior Minister Ahsan Iqbal on Monday announced an extension in the deadline granted by the Islamabad High Court for the eviction of a sit-in of religious parties from Islamabad's Faizabad interchange. Daily life in the capital has been disrupted for nearly 2 weeks by protesters belonging to religious parties including the Tehreek-e-Khatm-e-Nabuwwat, Tehreek-e-Labbaik Ya Rasulullah and the Sunni Tehreek Pakistan, calling for the sacking of Law Minister Zahid Hamid and strict action against those behind the amendment to the Khatm-e-Nabuwwat oath, which had earlier been deemed a clerical error and subsequently rectified. The protesters had occupied the Faizabad Bridge, which connects Rawalpindi and Islamabad through the Islamabad Expressway and Murray Road, both of which are the busiest roads in the twin cities. The deadline for ending the sit-in is now 23rd November, Ahsan Iqbal said, addressing a press conference after a court hearing on the matter today. 20 dead as passenger van rams into coal truck. At least 20 people lost their lives while 60 others were injured on Monday morning as a passenger van rammed into a coal-filled truck near Sindh's Khairpur district. According to local police officials, the van driver attempted to overtake the truck on Tehari bypass but ended up slamming into the vehicle. The two vehicles fell off the road and into a ditch as a result of the collision. Khairpur Senior Superintendent of Police Asfar Mahisar said that survivors told the police that the driver had erred in trying to overtake the truck amid thick fog. CPEC Committee to finalize long-term plan tomorrow. Joint Cooperation Committee on China-Pakistan Economic Corridor will meet here on Tuesday, November 21st to review and finalize a long-term plan 2017-30 envisaging key areas of bilateral cooperation over the next 13 years amid Islamabad's policy adjustment to facilitate Chinese investment and financing. A senior government official told that both senior officials meeting and formal JCC meetings headed by ministers from the two countries would begin the discussions on the LTP in an attempt to sign a final agreement. He said the LTP draft, finalized after the 6th JCC meeting held in Beijing in December last year and shared with the provincial governments, had remained unchanged. The official said a cabinet committee on CPEC headed by Prime Minister Shahid Khaqan Abbasi had already agreed in principle to offer a special incentive package under which all investments in the first phase of 9 special industrial economic zones to be made by the end 2020 would enjoy complete tax holiday. Saudi Arabia wants tough anti-Iran stand from Arab League. Saudi Arabia asked fellow Arab nations to take a serious and honest stand against Iran, saying that showing leniency towards Tehran would only encourage it to press on with its aggression and meddling in the internal affairs of Arab countries. Addressing a meeting of Arab foreign ministers in Cairo, Saudi Foreign Minister Adil Al-Jubair said the Pan-Arab organization needed to take a decision to be non-compromising in dealing with Iran. He cited a ballistic missile fired by Iranian-backed rebels in Yemen earlier this month that was intercepted near the Saudi capital Riyadh as an example of how far Iran has gone with its aggressive policy in the region. The U.S. nuclear general says he will resist illegal Trump strike order. Top U.S. nuclear commander said that he would resist President Donald Trump if he ordered an illegal launch of nuclear weapons. Air Force General John Hayton, commander of the U.S. Strategic Command, STRATCOM, told an audience at the Halifax International Security Forum in Nova Scotia, Canada, that he had given a lot of thought to what he would say if he received such an order. Some people think we're stupid, Hayden said in response to a question about such a scenario. We're not stupid people. We think about these things a lot. When you have this responsibility, how do you not think about it? Hayden, who is responsible for overseeing the US nuclear arsenal, explained the process that would follow such a command. Signals detected likely from missing Argentina submarine. Hopes that 44 crew members of a missing Argentine Navy submarine may be found alive rose after the defense ministry said the vessel likely tried to communicate via satellite on Saturday as an international search mission was underway in the stormy South Atlantic. The ministry said 7 failed satellite calls that it believed came from the ARA San Juan submarine were detected in a likely sign. The crew was trying to establish contact. Signals in the late morning and early afternoon lasted between 4 and 36 seconds. Israel has secret ties with many Arab Muslim states, says minister. An Israeli cabinet minister said on Sunday that Israel had covert ties with many Arab and Muslim states, but was obliged not to name them at the other side's request. A rare interview given by the head of Israel's armed forces to a Saudi-owned news site was published on Thursday, further fueling talk of close links. It followed previous broad hints by Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and accusations by Hezbollah that Saudi Arabia was pushing Israel to attack the Lebanese group. Suu Kyi blames world conflicts partly on illegal immigration. Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi said the world is facing instability and conflict in part because illegal immigration spread terrorism in speech on Monday that comes as her country is accused of violently pushing out hundreds of thousands of unwanted Rohingya Muslims. Suu Kyi did not directly mention the refugee exodus as she welcomed European and Asian foreign ministers to Nay Pyi Taw, the capital of Myanmar. But her speech highlighted the views of many in Myanmar who see the Rohingya as illegal immigrants and blame the population for terrorist acts. Alibaba takes $2.9 billion stake in food retailer. Alibaba said on Monday it would take a major stake in one of China's top food sellers for $2.9 billion as the e-commerce giant expands further into the retail world. China's largest e-commerce platform has invested heavily in recent years to connect its online and offline portfolio of businesses, taking stakes in several Chinese grocers, shopping malls, and departmental stores. Alibaba will buy a 36% stake in Sun Art Retail Group from Taiwanese conglomerate Rontex Group, leaving Alibaba and French firm Auchan Retail with roughly equal stakes in Sun Art's 446 hypermarkets that sell everything from groceries to clothes. Sports. Manchester club's triumph against United Stars return. Premier League leaders Manchester City brushed aside Leicester City 2-0 for their 16th successive win in all competitions as Manchester United welcomed back long-term absentees Paul Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic in a 4-1 rout of Newcastle United, with Tottenham Hotspur losing ground after a 2-0 derby defeat at neighbours Arsenal. The league continues to look an argument between Manchester's big two, who are separated by 8 points. Weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country. Foggy conditions are likely to prevail in few plain areas of Punjab. That's all for now. For more news and updates, keep watching HumSub News. Take care.